Welcome back, beautiful people. This video is a brief introduction to a powerful mind-body exercise called guided imagery. And since you will be performing this amazing exercise throughout this self-mastery course, I want you to have a good understanding of exactly what guided imagery is, how it works, and how to actually utilize it to activate your relaxation response. I have already shown you how to utilize the power of your breath to activate your relaxation response. And now I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, but this time utilizing the power of your mind and imagination. As I've already mentioned before, breath-focused meditations and guided imagery visualizations are both considered forms of mind-body exercise. These two amazing forms of mind-body exercise are medicine, just like the synthetic medicine or drugs your doctor prescribes you. But instead of being a drug or medicine that is in pill form, these mind-body exercises are alternative and complementary forms of medicine that require you to perform certain self-given mind-body exercises in order to reap the medicinal benefits that come from them. And these exercises are amazing because when you perform them, it forces your brain to produce certain self-healing hormones, neurotransmitters, and feel-good endorphins that are flooded into your blood and nervous system and make you feel calm, happy, loved, and relaxed. These are some of the same chemicals that your doctor prescribes to you, but instead of being synthetic and producing dangerous and unnecessary side effects, these chemicals are completely natural and produced by your brain, and they are produced when you voluntarily activate your relaxation response. It's absolutely amazing. Our brain is a chemical making factory. It can naturally produce hormones and neurotransmitters that help heal us. That is why performing mind-body exercises like breath-focused meditations and guided imagery is so important. Because when you perform these exercises, like I said before, it forces your brain to create these medicinal chemicals that can actually heal you and produce feelings of happiness and peace in your life. But before we get into these guided imagery exercises that help us activate our relaxation response, we first have to briefly talk about and define both the stress response and its opposite, the relaxation response. Why? So you can have a full understanding of what they are and how they actually use our relaxation response to do what? To subdue, conquer, and reverse our stress response. Okay. So in order to understand these two natural responses of our nervous system, your stress response and your relaxation response, let's first take a look at what's called the law of opposites, which states that everything in life has two parts. Then let's briefly look at what stress is and how it actually affects the body. Then we will look at the differences between the stress response and the relaxation response and how we can actually use the relaxation response to conquer and reverse the effects of the stress response. And once we briefly go over these very important points that you need to understand, we will go back to guided imagery and I will show you how it can also be used, just like the breath, to activate your body's relaxation response and help you heal yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. All right, so let's start with the law of opposites, which states that everything has two parts. Yes, everything in this dimension, in this reality we are experiencing right now, has two parts or has its opposite. Let me give you some examples. Up, down, left, right, hot, cold, man, woman. You cannot have one of these without the other. Everything in this dimension, everything in this reality has its opposite. Everything has two parts. That's the law of opposites. So if everything in this dimension and this reality has two parts or its opposite, then the stress response, which is a response that is activated when you are fighting for your life, running for your life, or frightened for your life, also has an opposite. And what's this opposite of the stress response? It's your relaxation response. And what your relaxation response does is reverse the effects caused by your stress response and helps your body get back to a rest and digest state instead of being in a stressful fight or flight state. Your stress response forces your brain to produce chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline, too much of which can definitely be detrimental to your health and cause different illnesses and diseases in your life. And your relaxation response forces your brain to produce chemicals like benzodiazepine, oxytocin, and serotonin that counter the stress-produced chemicals and bring you back to a healthy state of rest and relaxation. And just like the power of your breath can be used to activate your relaxation response, you can also utilize the power of your mind to activate it also. And that is exactly what positively enforced guided imagery is. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. When you voluntarily create a place of comfort within your imagination and you keep your focus and attention on this place of comfort in your mind and begin to experience it with your senses for just a few minutes, it causes signals to be sent to the brain that automatically activates your nervous system's relaxation response. And stress works the exact same way. When you focus your attention on something that is stressing you, or even something that you perceive as a threat, but is not, signals are sent from your brain that automatically activates your body's stress response. And this is exactly where the opposite of the stress response, your relaxation response, comes in handy. Because when you voluntarily activate your body's relaxation response by forcing your attention on a place of comfort that you have created, it stops and reverses your stress response. But of course, in order for this type of guided imagery to work, the place of comfort that you have created has got to be a place that makes you feel happy, relaxed, comfortable, at peace, completely safe, and cared for. It has to be a real, true place of comfort. But the cool thing is, this can be a place of comfort that you create with your own imagination. And after you have created this place of comfort several times and used it to activate your relaxation response, you can do it at any time or anywhere in order to eliminate stress, worry, anxiety, or any other mindset that is causing you mental stress or emotional discomfort. All right, so now let's get a little bit more specific when it comes to exactly what guided imagery is. Yes, I know we have already sort of gone over it partially, but as we discuss it further, it will be much easier for you to fully understand it and, even more importantly, be able to actually perform it. So what exactly is guided imagery? Guided imagery is a method of focusing your mind on positive thoughts and images from your past, or even imagery that you create within your mind in the present, in order to shift your focus away from negative thoughts and imagery that produce mental and emotional pain and stress in your life. In more simple terms, guided imagery is forcing yourself to think of good things whenever thoughts of negative things are consuming your mind. And the process of guided imagery includes not just creating these positive thoughts and images in your mind, but then actually experiencing them with your senses. So like I said, it's not just creating positive thoughts and images, it's also spending time within these images and experiencing and exploring them with your senses by seeing things within this imagery, hearing things within this imagery, feeling, smelling, and tasting things within these positive thoughts and images that you have created. This method is effective because your mind interprets these sensory images that you voluntarily create and makes the body perceive them as if they were real. This is how you activate your relaxation response, utilizing guided imagery and the power of your mind by creating and holding a positive image within your mind and actually experiencing it with your senses. This process works because energy follows every image you create in your mind. It does not matter if this imagery is negative or positive in nature. Energy follows every thought that you hold in your mind. Remember that. What this means is that even if you hold your thought on a negative experience from your past, the energy that follows will continue to enliven that past experience and do what? Keep it present in your life. And you don't want to do that because holding on to negative experiences or thoughts from your past, what does that do? It automatically activates your stress response. So just to briefly recap what we said, so you have a full understanding, throughout this course, When you are performing guided imagery, you are basically going to create a positive place of comfort in your mind. Then you are going to guide yourself through this place of comfort that you have created. And as you are guiding yourself through this place, what are you going to do? You are going to use your senses to experience this place as if you were actually there. This is the amazing part because, like I said before, your body does not know the difference. It only knows what your mind tells it. Your body does not know the difference between actually experiencing something physically or simply experiencing it with your mind. And just to give you a brief example of this and show you how a thought can cause a physical change in your body, let's try this very short guided imagery exercise. And what this guided imagery exercise we're about to do will demonstrate is how your imagination can cause real physiological changes to your body, whether you are physically experiencing something or not. All right, so all you have to do is follow the simple directions that I'm going to give you. I am going to guide you through a specific form of imagery. And everybody should try this simple exercise of guided imagery at least once in their life, because it truly shows you, like I just said before, how simply imagining something with your mind can have a direct effect on your body. All right, so follow these simple directions. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax. Now imagine that you are standing in your kitchen and you have a bright yellow lemon in your hands. As you are looking at this lemon, consider the color of it, the feel of it, the texture of it. How do lemons taste? How do lemons smell? Just look at the lemon as you're standing there in your kitchen, holding this bright yellow lemon in your hand. Now, grab a knife and picture yourself cutting this bright yellow lemon into quarter pieces, which means you cut it in half once, and you take one of those pieces and you cut that piece in half. Now what I want you to do in your imagination is grab a piece and bring this slice of freshly cut lemon near your lips. Smell the lemon. And now take a bite of this lemon. And as you do, feel and taste the lemon's sour juices and pulp flowing throughout your mouth. All right, now you can open up your eyes. As you perform this imagery, did your mouth get a little bit more watery? Did it produce extra saliva as you imagine yourself biting into that sour lemon? Chances are, simply imagining that you are eating a lemon will make you start to salivate. In a recent survey of over 100 people, approximately 8 out of every 10 people began to salivate when performing this imagery exercise. And this proves that your mind to body connection is amazing. A simple thought can cause physical changes to your body. Simply thinking you are eating a lemon can cause your mouth to produce more saliva, even if you're not actually eating a lemon. This is the same way that stressful thoughts can cause your body to trigger your stress response, or positive thoughts and images can cause your body to activate its relaxation response. As I said before, throughout this course, you will be performing guided imagery exercises. And this is important because once you have done these simple but powerful guided imagery exercises on a regular basis, you will be able to use them as a focal point to redirect your thoughts and energy away from negative thoughts that trigger your stress response to more positive thoughts and imagery that automatically trigger your relaxation response. All right, that brings us to the end of this introduction to guided imagery. So hopefully you now have a fuller understanding of what guided imagery actually is, because knowing this information will do what? It will make it much easier for you to actually perform guided imagery and do it the proper way, because now you know how to utilize the power of your mind to activate your relaxation response. All right, beautiful people, I'll see you in the next video.